Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out I Can't Find My Glasses, a free game on Congregate. I would call it a hybridized puzzle slash 3D exploration game. Premise is very simple if you couldn't figure out already. Everything's super blurry because we need to find our glasses, and they are put in a few randomly generated positions, and obviously since we can't see very well we have to tear the house apart looking for them. Also, for whatever reason, it's all in grayscale, so I don't know. I guess this person had their color sense tied to their glasses as well. It's a very interesting premise, and one that I'm actually pretty surprised I haven't seen done already. I mean, you have to use your abilities to navigate through this environment as well as try and parse what it is that you're looking at any given moment to know how to properly interact with it. To maybe get to where the glasses could be. Now, since they are in a different position every time, it does mean that there is a slight amount of replay value, but as far as I know, there isn't a whole lot to the game other than that. But still, I thought that this game warranted a quick play just based on its merit of exactly what the idea is behind it. So I think we're looking at a bed right now, and I'm trying to flip it around and see if anything pops out. I don't know where the glasses are going to be, so there is a chance that maybe I'll just find them right off the bat here. Was that them? No, this is like something shady on the ground. It seemed to be kicking it around. It's really cool that there are physics interactions with these objects and that you can sort of take them apart and see them break. I believe we're looking at a lamp right now, and yeah, you can knock the head off the lamp and the post falls over. It's pretty silly. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Maybe a boiler or something, or a mattress that was leaning up against the wall. I'm not really sure. But I'm just going to keep looking around here. Up on the ceiling, we seem to have a light source, but no light as far as I can tell. I'll just look past that. I mean, the geometry is very crude here. I mean, we're dealing with basically big old box rooms without a whole lot of detail to them. But at the same time, that's probably preferable because what we're doing here, it's super hard to see. Like, it's real hard to see. And when you add the fact that there would be a whole bunch of detail and all kinds of competing color blurs happening, I mean, it might be interesting to try and see what you can see in those color blurs, but at the same time, it also might be more trouble than it's worth. So I think this is the living room here. We've got like a couch on this side, a table in front of it, and then the light cast on the ground leads me to believe this is probably a television, but it kind of looks like an easel as well. So I'm going to knock that over if I can, and it looks like that actually does interact. Oh, wow, I just destroyed my television. It looks like it does actually interact based on how you click on it, so if I were to just click on it from the front, it would fall backward and vice versa. It's a kind of a cool concept, and I would love to see this sort of a thing adapted to a bigger game in that you could have, multiple houses, multiple situations. You do a speed run through it, try and get to things as fast as possible, add color, add grayscale, add challenges. I don't know, I feel like there's a whole bunch you could do with this concept. Other various impairments that could get in your way. I mean, it's basically just a 3D scavenger hunt, so we could just play Where's Waldo with it. Why limit it to glasses? I guess that gives a pretty good reason for the premise being the way it is. But it doesn't have to be limited to that. I mean, I'm sure you could make it like, navigate the house while having your legs taped together. I don't know, some ridiculous thing like that. And if you step on certain types of objects, you fall over, and it makes things take longer, and, how fast can you find stuff? And I just like the element of, like, there are physics-based interactions with these objects, and you can break them apart and see how things work. I think I'm folding the back of the couch up. Seems like a reasonable thing to do. Let's knock the top off of this lamp. Have we really not found glasses yet? I feel like I would have found them by now. There's not a whole lot to this little, like, 3-roomed house. I haven't found them yet. I've done one quick, like, 5-second exploration of the thing just to get a feeling for it, and they're also worth mentioning there's no sound effects or anything, so if this was to be expanded into a fuller game, I'm sure that would be also a welcome addition, as well as probably like an easy mode, which makes the blurriness significantly less blurry, or maybe a super hard mode where it's even worse. I think this is probably the right balance, and I think this could be rather nausea-inducing for people who have trouble looking at this sort of thing. Personally, I don't really have any problems with it, but I am actually rocking a pretty good headache at the moment, so I like to do weird videos like this when I have a headache, just to make them as silly as possible, I guess. I don't really know. It just seems to be a coincidence every time. I always end up looking at a game that I had scheduled, and I also happen to have a headache. Or maybe I just have headaches all the time. I don't know. So where are the glasses? I'm starting to get a little frustrated. I haven't been able to find them. I don't really know what is still left to be explored. I feel like I've pretty much covered the entirety of the building. Just kicking around the lamppost. That would be pretty wild if it, like, turned out that when you find your glasses, all the things you're interacting with actually are, like, awful, horrible, like, horror things. like, you couldn't see it before because it's just the way it was, but, like, the thing that I knocked off was actually, like, a decapitated head rolling around on the floor or some ridiculous thing. That would be a twist that probably you wouldn't see coming. And then, you realize that everything's gray because you're in some sort of, like, rage state, and then everything actually is, like, red, and you're, like, leaving blood all over. I don't know, this is getting a little strange, but I'm sure there's plenty of room for tweaks on this sort of a formula. What am I even looking at here? Is this a table that I've knocked over? Is this a bathroom? I can't really tell where we are at all. I guess I'll just click this a whole bunch of times in the hopes that I can maybe just completely knock it over, knock this piece of furniture out of the way enough. I mean, I haven't seen anything that looks remotely like glasses yet, but I would really love to see some clarity before we wrap up this episode. Otherwise, it's just going to be one of those cliffhanger endings. You guys are going to have to go and look for the glasses on your own. I don't want to do that to you. Can I just knock this over? Whatever it is? This big old cylinder, oblong cylinder thing? I'm not really sure what any of these objects are. They just look like big pillows. I guess that could be a whole entertaining thing, too. The proposition would be that maybe you're in a world where everything is sort of made out of abstract objects that maybe wouldn't necessarily belong where you are in that environment, so you have to sort of like figure out what environment you're in to know how to properly interact with the things that are there. I think there could be some fun to that. Can I kick this table completely out of the way? I know I can jump around. That doesn't really help me, though, and I can't duck, by the way, if you're wondering. At least it doesn't feel like I can. I'm hitting Control, Shift, Alt. Just jump. That's really the only thing. Is there anything going on above me? I haven't really looked at all up. No, it looks pretty sparse up there. It's mostly just empty space. Oh, man, and now I'm starting to get a little dizzy. When you get disoriented moving around too quickly and you start to lose the framework of what the space is that you've built in your mind, it gets a little hard to actually understand where you're still going. And that is a really interesting thing about the human brain. When we deal with these games where we're dealing with, like, 3D mapping and such, we're constantly building a map of our own in our head that we're operating within. So that's why we're able to actually, move through spaces like this where we can barely see anything. I happen to be in a position where, fortunately, if I take my glasses off, I can still see enough that I can get around the environment, but there are people that, don't have that luxury, or, their vision is completely impaired to the point of it being, not useful to them, so they have to rely on their other senses, in which case, being able to touch the walls around you, or hear the refractions of sound coming off of things, or reflections of sound. I mean, those are all things you don't necessarily get in a game, although it would be interesting to try and model the sounds, bouncing around a room or a space, to try and understand, via echolocation where you're at. And I know a few games have actually tried to do that in the past. But it could just be a really interesting concept to modify this already pretty interesting concept with, what sorts of ways can you make this handicap situation be even more, I don't really know the right word to use here, but more pushed in a different boundary. And it seems like we're not going to find the glasses. I don't know what the deal is here. I feel like I've pretty much checked out all of the possible corners and angles that there are to see. In 3 rooms, there's not a whole lot of space here. We've got a couch, we've got a table, we've got a television, a lamp, some sort of maybe a bathroom, I guess, with like a sink, maybe a radiator or something, and then a bedroom over here with a little desk and a bed, and maybe another lamp, and that's about all there is to it, and it doesn't seem like I'm going to find these glasses, unfortunately. So, I guess I will leave it up to you guys. I've done my best. I've explored all of the possibilities that I feel I can explore. Can I push the bed away from the wall? Is that what we're doing? Well, alright, I've clicked about 10 million times. Doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So yeah, let me know if you find the glasses. I'd be curious to hear where you might have run into them. And let me know what you think of this concept and all of the various derivations that I've come up with as we've been sort of rambling through this play here. I'll just sort of hang out in this one room. The nicest variation of shades here, I guess. And yeah, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave a comment if you enjoyed the video. Of course, support is always welcome. Likes are always welcome, of course, only if you feel I deserve them. I do have all the links here right in the description of the video, so if you want to come check out this game yourself, I Can't Find My Glasses is available for free, play on online in your browser through Congregate, and you can go check it out and try it, and let me know what you think. And of course, check out my website as well, indie-impressions.com, for more videos in the series, nearing 500 in the series now. It's getting crazy, so if you ever want to find more indie games, there is a veritable cornucopia of them available for you right over there, and they're all sortable and various metrics and search tags and all that stuff are over there. And also, I have all my other social media links too right in the description, so if you want to check out my Twitch page or my Twitter or suggest a game, or if you're an indie dev and you want to send me over a copy of your game for possible play on the show, feel free to hit me up via Twitter or YouTube private message, or send me an email. That's fine too. I have a contact form on the website. But that is going to do it for another episode. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Be sure to come back again tomorrow for another indie game. I do a new one every single day without fail, so I hope to see you here. Roughly same time, but definitely same channel. And have a lovely night, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.